Welcome everybody to Get Bit Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts, myself, Spartan, Show Guy Joe, Tafara TV. Gentlemen, we have made it to the weekend. How are we feeling?
I'm all right. Can't complain.
Understand that. Of course, battling with the usual boobies, I am here. Welcome, sir, and roll tide. Joe, how about yourself, sir? Although we did talk a little bit before the podcast, but I know you had a eventful week so far.
I did some lunch cooking, and I'm still going. Fingers still attached.
Yeah, he told me what happened. I was like, Jesus, man. I'm like, I'm gonna need you to keep all your fingers and toes intact, please. But yeah. Woo! Happy to make it a Friday. Just looking forward to Obi's birthday party tomorrow because that little boy enjoyed himself at Chuck E. Cheese, and I realized that I am not at the cardio level that I should be to chase a 3-year-old inside of Chuck E. Cheese. But that being said, as you see, guys, we're all a little bit on the leveled up side, so we do try to watch our language. But let's be honest, words do fly. At the same time, guys, we do show trailers of movies and video games that may be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. We actually start with Crimson Desert. Why Crimson Desert? Because I will tell you off the bat, as I'm about a good 5 hours into that game. It is definitely fun. There's a lot of things you can do in there in the first chapter. I'm still in the first chapter, and I've come across a whole lot of stuff actually not to see the main story. But a lot of people, may have a love-hate relationship with it. With that being said, we go to Mighty Keith because, well, he explains it in a way that if you did play the game, you'll understand it.
Mighty Keith.
Bro, did you hear about... Whoa. Everything good, bro? What happened? Is it possible to be held hostage by a video game?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, to really play a video game that gets you so upset, but at the same time, you can't stop playing.
You mean like League of Legends?
No. Well... yes, but I'm talking about Crimson Desert. It's the worst, best game I've ever played.
I have no idea how to interpret this.
It's simple. When you play this game, you're going to think it's either the biggest pile of turd juice or the best game you've ever played. And both answers are correct.
I think there's a hotline for whatever's happening right now.
I have spent hours both fighting bandits and fighting with these horrible controls, and yet I'm still here. No matter how angry I get, that dopamine rush of going across the map and finding some rare armor, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I'm seeing this game as dragons, mechs, jetpacks, medieval armor, and orcs. What is the theme of this game?
Yes.
Also, why would a jetpack drain your stamina?
Because this game don't make no damn sense. And I love it.
Hey, man, it sounds like you being held hostage. If you want, I can call the police. No, you're black.
For everything I love about the game, I hate some about the game. The controls, for whatever reason, are just horrible. Whoever designed it just threw a randomizer on whatever button they think should go to whatever action and just said, fuck it.
That's crazy. And still, Steam is saying you put 40 hours into this game. What part of the main quest are you on?
Let me check real quick. Chapter 1.
Bro, did I just see a man whip out a sword and then you RKO him? So like, what do you do after something like that happens? Because you can't go back to town. You just got RKO'd by a dude wearing a goat mask.
That's nothing, bro. I could do the Azuna drop into an RKO, into archery, into some type of sword attack that has ice elements into it. And then I could summon a whole ogre to just knock out all the enemies afterwards. Brother, this game don't know what it wants to be, so I got to decide for it.
How does all this randomness even formulate into the story?
Story?
Gotcha.
We got Korean Witcher, starring generic bearded man number 96 before GTA 6.
This game seems like an ADHD person's paradise.
The game just got so much, bro. I don't know what to do. At one moment, I'm fighting bandits. Next, I'm carrying an outlaw on a raptor mount 1,000 miles away from the nearest precinct. And then why the hell not? While I'm at it, let me just start farming and crafting on my base camp.
Wow.
There are bugs that throw my character under the level, and it makes me want to throw myself out of a window. And the quest structure is absolutely abysmal. But Lord, I can't stop playing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get that hotline number, bro. You need help.
This is probably the worst, best game to ever be made. But at the same time, it's the best, worst game I've ever played.
Brother, you are not making any sense.
Neither does this damn game.
Or that's just crazy.
And shout out to Mighty Keith because let me very carefully word this. Oh hell no, I have ADHD. No, man, but it's not as bad as you think it is because I'm playing it right now, Crimson Desert. Let me explain. It is a game that has a lot of stuff in it. He was right about The Witcher. If you played any of the Witcher games, it's like that. It's a whole lot of subquests. It's a whole lot of things you can do. It's exploration. It doesn't even catch to the main game yet. Now, can you RKO people? Yes. Can you Izuna drop people? Yes. Can you literally come down from the sky like a Buddhist palm? Yes. Can you do elemental damage? Yes. Was he kidding about the jetpacks? No, he was not. Was he kidding about the org? No, he was not. Now, I will say this about Crimson Desert. The controls, as of right now, are a little bit Witcher 1-ish. Now, if you played the first Witcher, especially on PC, the controls were a little bit rigid. I ain't gonna lie. They are a little bit rigid. Now, like most gamers, we adapt. We're used to rigid controls. We just adapt our play style, go through it. I will say this. The story, if you follow it, is very, very intriguing. But like most open world RPGs, we go exploring before we get to the first boss. And if you're like me and Joe, we will overpower ourselves to the point to where we're one-hitting bosses. But no, Crimson Desert. But Crimson Desert is definitely fun if you get a chance to play it. Can you do a double knee drop like Robin? Not a double knee drop, Bama, but think of it like you're doing an Azuna drop into an RKO. You can do that. But you can definitely do that. But no. Outside of that, guys, it's really fun to play. Joe, Tafara, have you guys had a chance to play Crimson Desert, or are you thinking about playing it?
I've only heard the jokes and the memes, and it's like, I don't know what I've heard nothing about the story. I've heard nothing but side quests and like random GTA Online lobby level shenanigans. I've heard nothing about the actual contents of the game or the tale it tells.
Okay. But yeah, I don't want to go too much to it because I don't want to spoil it, but I will say this. If you enjoyed Witcher, you'll enjoy this. But Joe, any chance you might give it a shot and play it or watch
I'm
and play
playing
it?
Monster Hunter Stories 3 and Mega Man Star Force Collection just dropped. Plus, I also realized this is the closest we're going to get to GTA 6 at this point because GTA 6 ain't coming out anytime soon. And by the time it does, no one's going to be able to afford it.
Yep. And I'm glad that he said that because that kind of goes into Nintendo. Because in the title, we said Nintendo fumbled. Nintendo fumbled on multiple landscapes. First and foremost with the pricing, and I cannot remember if it was you, Tafari, or you, Joe, that called this about the physical. Now, Nintendo did issue a statement about the cost of their games. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, let me go ahead and say this is what they said. Nintendo announced that it will charge different amounts for digital and physical copies of the same Switch 2 games, beginning with next month's launch of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We covered that game the week before last, as that was announced in the last Mario digital download from Nintendo. Now, Yoshi, the digital price of that game will still be $60. However, the physical counterpart, which again, if you want physical media, will now cost $69.99, or let's be honest, $70. Now, they're trying to say, and Nintendo is saying the higher price point for physical games reflects the different costs associated with producing and distributing box copies. So, like I said before, I'm not sure which one of you guys said it. I'm trying to give credit where credit is due. But this is what happens when we talk about physical media. With physical media, there are companies that are trying to shy away from it, Nintendo being one of them. Now, do I have anything against digital media? Not as long as you have ownership. But if recent articles have told us you don't have ownership over your digital copies, which gives people fear. For example, if you have an external storage device, do your digital copies remain on your digital storage device? Because again, if you are Network Connect, would you be able to get it? Or if you're like me, Joe, and Tafari, we prefer physical. Physical does not need updates. Physical does not have to require internet connection. As you see, Joe is holding up a copy.
Okay, that's not entirely true because physical still needs updates.
Well, to a certain extent. To a certain extent, they do need updates. But the point I'm getting at is we prefer physical because there's not at least if you have it, it's right there for you to play. Nintendo and others, because they're not the only ones that announce price points that are crazy, are really trying to price us gamers out of physical copies. Because again, $70, I know for a lot of people, $70, and again, we did come from an era where games did cost $60. Understandably, I can't argue that because games have always been $60, even though for a lot of us, we may not have known it at that time. But that being said, and I will say this to Far Eye, is this not the warning shot that literally says, above all else, we should be concerned, or is Nintendo just trying to price gouge us because they can?
I have no idea, because then it's just like, am I paying more for the physical game that also is just a game key, or how does that work? And then I think I put it in the chat earlier, but I shared it again. PlayStation's going up in price too. So
yep,
literally all of them are going up across the board. I think they're all just looking for different reasons.
Although, thank you, Bama, Nintendo has gotten greedy. They really have. And while waiting for Joe to come back, because that's kind of also the reason why I wanted to talk about it. Because again, the fact that Tafari brings up PS5, this is the crazy part. And I say this is crazy because along with Nintendo, PlayStation has decided that we're going to up our prices too. So the PS5, that price increase is going to be $650. That's the standard. That's standard with the digital with the disc drive. That's $650. The digital edition, which doesn't have a digital drive, is going to be $600. The PS5 Pro, which nobody, unless you really wanted it, it's now going to go up to $900. And they're all saying the same thing, that we have to do this in order to stay competitive. No, Sony, you don't. Because you are basically going to price at this rate, and Joe, I'm going to get back to you about Nintendo, but at this rate.
Oh, no, my argument's for Sony, not Nintendo. Nintendo is entirely different, but I do have a reason why they're doing this. Continue.
Okay, so Sony, I don't get, because you're going to price gamers. You're basically saying that your console, and I know people are going to say tariffs and people are going to say RAM and things of that nature is the reason why costs got to go up. This is also the same reason why a lot of consoles remained on the shelves, because at this point in this economy, nobody's going to be able to pay almost $900 for a console, almost $1,000 really for a console. Which in my opinion, because again, this is just US prices. I mean, if you can see down the UK, Europe, Japan, they've all increased. But the thing I'm getting at is just that if you're a person that's say waiting for Steam right now is getting wins and has done nothing. They haven't even, I mean, everybody at this point is wondering what the Steam PC is going to cost. But at this point, as long as it's under the PS5 Pro $900, if it's under that, Steam would still win by a landslide. But Joe, what were you going to say about Nintendo and then Sony?
Okay, so Sony, I give a bit of a leeway because they are in Japan. Also, Nintendo is, but Nintendo is kind of a different thing. Mm-hmm. We do have to be honest about some of this. They are not it's not entire for at least Sony. I can probably say it's not entirely out of greed because we are still dealing with tariffs, memory shortage, component shortage, and tariffs on that. So I understand them needing to raise prices for production. Is it the right thing to do? No. Is it necessary to make sure that they continue to stay in production? Yes, because their gaming department is different from Sony general. Let's look at Microsoft, how their gaming branch is separate from the rest of Microsoft. Nintendo, on the other hand, this is because their president, Fukuwada or Shintaro,
I'm not gonna try to pronounce it, but let's just say yes.
no, Furukawa, who is the current president of Nintendo, his original job was in accounting and advertising. So this man is going to pinch every penny he possibly can and make it to where so they can make the biggest margin dividends they possibly can. Now, the thing we have to understand is Sony is running this as an entertainment thing. Nintendo has been in this business longer than Microsoft and longer than Sony. We need to remember, Nintendo is a 100-year-old gaming company.
Fair.
They are running it like a 100-year-old gaming company with the expectation of lasting however many 100 years. So they're going to do whatever they're going to do. And I'm not excusing it. I'm not. I'm just saying between the three, Nintendo is going to be absolutely the most business-minded about all of this because their president is from a marketing background. He sees the writing on the wall, and he's going to keep this company afloat through everything.
No, it's not.
I don't know what we're going to see in the future. Sorry. I don't know what we're going to see in the future, but like, I'm saying this was seen coming a long run the moment this guy took over. He's going to do whatever he can to make sure the company remains profitable and operational for however long he sees fit.
Well, to a point, like I said, I can't argue that from a business standpoint, but for the consumer and the gamer, it's gonna like price gouging, is what I'm getting at. And
it absolutely is. But I wonder if it's only for the Western and European markets, and how much Japan is actually affected. Because remember, Japan is almost entirely digital at this point.
Right. And what I mean by Bam about Steam getting wins is just that, well, you have to understand, Steam at this point, and I've repeated this before, a lot of games that are for the Xbox and for the PlayStation are also on Steam. Steam does not require you to be online unless it's an online game. But even so, you're not paying extra to be online. You don't have to have a specific account. To a certain extent, some games don't require it. But what I'm getting at is Steam at this point is, I'm sorry, not Steam, Xbox and Sony and Nintendo, how their PCs are being updated, they're all heading toward that PC hybrid. I mean, Xbox had announced that the next Xbox is going to be a PC console hybrid. So you're basically doing what the Steam PC is already going to be. So that's your competition market. But
I mean, sorry, I got to say this. Mm-hmm. Between the Steam Cube and whatever the hell the new Xbox is going to be, no one's going to buy those because I'm not shelling out $1,500.
Well, that's the thing. I don't, if it's $1,500 at this point, you might as well just get a PC. As of right now, everybody's waiting to see what Steam's going to do. Whatever the Steam Cube, which I can't believe we're calling that now, but it actually does fit. Whatever the Steam Cube PC price is going to be, like I said before, if it's less than PS5's current price, I can see people buying it. Because right now, if you're in the PC world, if you're like a PC build like I am, you're probably hoarding your RAM. Video cards are starting to get stabilized again, but when it comes to RAM, and let's be honest, you need RAM to run a PC. And if you have a gaming PC, I don't care. I mean, you really only need 16 gigs of RAM to run a gaming PC at decent speeds. Now, I used to always sit there and say, if more RAM is there, take it. But at the same time, 16 gigs is fine. But right now, 16 gigs is being priced at 64 gigs, which is almost more than 3 times its value. And that's price gouging. So what I'm saying with the PS5, it's probably going to have a lot. It's probably going to have a lot of its stock sitting on the shelves. And I would say Nintendo is being Nintendo. I just think that Nintendo is really trying to push its users to not physical, to digital copies. That's what I'm saying. I think they're trying to push it, and they're doing it to where they're pricing it. It's like, okay, well, if you want physical, you got to pay more. Which again, we did talk about this, especially with the next Mario Kart. When Mario Kart World was coming out, that was going to be priced at $70. Other games that are coming out, I guess, in the physical side of things, will be at $70 and up. So, will we see $70, $75, $80 games? Unfortunately, yes. If you do want physical copies. But like I said, this is their way of trying to basically shuffle us off that because they want to go digital. But the argument still being is that if you're not paying for manufacturing, distribution, and logistics, why are digital games costing just as much as they would physically? But I digress. But also speaking of Nintendo, because we gotta stick with this.
Yeah, thanks for this.
We gotta talk about this Nintendo because, okay, you literally and figuratively had the best thing going for you. And what I mean by the best thing going for you is that you had speculation. You literally had, hey, there's other people that have to possibly be in this Mario movie. And if so, who? All you had to freaking do, Nintendo, all you had to do was not announce this. You didn't have to announce it. Even though it was leaked, because apparently in an overseas poster, it showed Star Fox. And from there, it caught fire. Nintendo had no choice. Nintendo had no choice but to confirm it. That Star Fox, of course, this is Fox McCloud, not James McCloud, as we thought when we speculated if Star
Right,
Fox.
like you could have left the speculation there. Like throw an R-wing in the poster. It didn't have to be straight up Fox. Like
right. So with Star Fox, we now know that he is going to be in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And Nintendo, all I can sit there and say is, how many more ways can you mess up? How many more ways can you mess up a bag that could have had people talking in the movie theater? That's the part that I don't get. You literally could have gave us. It could have, it could have been like Tafara said. We could have seen the side of an R-wing. We could have saw the Great Fox symbol. We could have heard the Star Fox theme song playing in the background, at least the first 3 chords of it. You could have gave us anything during that movie, and we would all came out and sat there and said, Star Fox is in it, or, not been complete dicks about it and waited till everybody got to see the movie and then talk about it. But we would have been happy about the fact that we would have saw Star Fox. But I'm going to ask this question, guys, before we go to who casted him, who is casted as the voice of Star Fox. I mean, Nintendo can't really recover from this, or they just throw this out there and just hoping that, we're not going to dig more into this. Because if you show us Star Fox, what else are you hiding at this point?
I don't know. I don't want to know to the movie. This, like, Nintendo as a company is fine, but there's like some robotic level of disconnect with the fandom and like the genuine sense of fun, because why post this a week before the movie? Like, we were going to see it. There was literally no reason for this, let alone doing it so, like, if this was a part of the initial rollout, fine. But like, why you did this with a week to go? Like, people are going to go to the theater for surprises, and now we're in the territory. We're in the window where like any info is just ruining it at this point.
Pretty much. But Joe, what about your thoughts?
At this point, I'm waiting for them to spoil that Danny DeVito's in the movie as Wario.
And you know what? Yeah, I agree. Because if this is the case, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. At this point, they might as well, because your greatest trump card for ensuring that people are going to go see it, or at least in making, you almost had a guarantee your ticket sales would have been increased, and you just sat there and spoiled it before your movie even had a shot. But what were you going to say, Joe?
mean, unless we magically get other Mario characters, and this isn't the only, or other characters, and this is just the start of the Smash movie stuff. Because I mean, if Link and Zelda pop in magically and they're voiced by the two kids that are doing them now in the live action movie, I still want my joke to happen of Nick Offerman coming in to be the voice of Kirby.
It will be interesting, but no, like I said before, it just may. I mean, so first off, Star Fox anyway. Me and Tafari have been saying it. We need another Star Fox game. We really do. But
allegedly, there. Oh, go ahead, Joe. You got it.
I was going to say, we just need a Star Fox game that pushes the story forward, not a retelling or a reimagining of the original games again.
Allegedly, we're getting a new Legend is Ocarina of Time remake for the Switch 2 and a new Star Fox game, supposedly. But I'm like, y'all could have waited for the movie to roll this out, or this could have been a surprise. Who's in the movie? Like 2 weeks into the film being out. Like, this did not need to be a pre-thing, but or just bring that trilogy you have over to the modern day console. Like, between 64, Adventures, and Assault, I would pay for a 3-pack. Like, y'all did Star Fox Zero and then have done like nothing with it outside of Smash.
And I said this, I completely agree. You could have literally given us what we've asked for, but again, Nintendo, you fumble the ball not once but twice. But
if we're setting up a Smashverse, I'm okay. Like, if they do that idea I wrote like in a skit a couple months ago, I'm like, it turns out it's taboo watching all from Taboo from Subspace Emissary is like watching all the Smash Universe competitors and is about to do the Subspace like Emissary thing with all the darkness and shit. I'm okay with that. Just don't tell us before we go into the damn theater, please.
I completely agree. As what did Bama say? Nick Offerman could have been Guile. I don't know about that one. Nick Offerman as Guile, that's a little bit different. But I will say this: out of the news that Nintendo has fumbled, I will give them this, because we did actually get who will be casted as the voice of Star Fox, and if you haven't noticed from the bottom, it's going to be Glenn Powell. And again, if you haven't seen his announcement on Instagram, here it is. And you know what? I'm not against it.
No, that's fine.
I am not against him voicing Fox McCloud. And like Tapara said, if this leads to a movie, or it leads to a show, or if it leads to a video game, I'm not complaining. I like Glenn Powell. I liked him actually in Twist. I love him actually in Twisters. As Glenn Powers, he's funny. He really is funny. And also the Running Man from a year ago. It was a solid movie, so I liked him in that too.
Yeah, he was great in Running Man. Like, I'm glad I like him as an actor. I think he'll be fine. Like, this just did not need to be put out this early. Like, this,
right?
Literally, you could have waited like a week. Like, you could have waited the Saturday that the movie was out and put this out. Like, give us like a 48-hour window, something. Damn.
Pretty much. But like I said, that if there was one part of it that I thought wasn't a fumble, I'm like, okay, Glenn Powell as Fox, okay, I want to see what he does. I do. But at the same time, Nintendo, let's just be honest, y'all guys had something great. You could have sat on it. You could have sat there and said surprise, and that could have been the end of it. You really could have. But because you decided to announce it early, I do not get your marketing. I do not get your advertising. And it almost seems like you are basically in panic mode. And if someone leaked it, someone leaked it. But I'm not going to say it. I don't get it. What do you say, Bama? Just realized that Sonic is being voiced by Ben Schwartz. Yeah.
Yep.
And actually does an exceptional job as Sonic. I'll give that man credit for that.
Which, when you listen to him voice act, it's just his Sonic, which is actually his Dewey Duck, which is also his Shapesmith from Invincible. So,
yep. But going into trailers, guys, we do have one from HBO Max for their new season of Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone.
we're actually going with the OG title.
Yeah, they're actually going with the OG title. If you haven't seen it, here's the trailer because I got questions.
I told you. You are a normal boy. And you're going to start acting like one. You think you're something special? There is nothing special about you.
I've always wanted to know about my parents.
Your parents were the kindest, bravest people I ever met. They were funny and clever. They stood up for what they believed was right. The next time I see you, we'll be in Hogwarts.
Mr. Potter, I think we can expect great things from you. Let's see who you are.
Are you really Harry Potter?
All right, so that was the trailer for the Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone. As you see, will be on HBO Max early this Christmas. And I like I said before, I can understand that some folks may not watch it, unfortunately, just because of J.K. Rowling still being attached to this. And again, unless you've been under a rock, she's made a lot of comments toward the LGBTQ plus community that were basically negative and honestly was stupid. So I get that some folks may not watch it. This is a little bit of a darker tone, although with Harry Potter, it's always been dark. I mean, the boy who lived, literally and figuratively. I kind of want to give it a shot. I know my wife will probably want to see this, so we'll probably be watching this together. She's a real big Harry Potter fan, so I think that she'll give this a shot. And yeah, but fellas, what are we thinking about the trailer for Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone?
I'll watch it, especially if we're actually using the term Philosopher's Stone and being true to the source material, even more so than I know we had to be for Western audiences previously. It looks like they got a good cast. It looks like they've got a good cast that'll stick around for a while and see them through what I guess will be 7 seasons of this show and having these kids grow up in real time. So I'm hoping it's a season per movie or potentially 2 stories per season. Like, they're young. Let these kids get in and out of this show into young adulthood and then go off and prosper. Daniel Radcliffe also said he fully supports the show, but also don't spend every episode comparing these kids to me. Like, let them have their own careers.
Right.
I'll probably check it out because I never finished the movies either. So this will be a fresh start. This will be a nice fresh start for me.
All right, Joe.
It's Harry Potter. That's all I got. I'm not a Harry Potter person, so like,
I'm not either. That's why I'm saying that. I'm like, I missed the window, and like my experience went 1, 2, 5, and I think 7. So I never even saw these things like in chronological order.
I like my
okay,
thought. My thoughts on this is, and I feel particularly bad for the Snape actor because I know he's already getting threats and whatnot.
Just
He's in
realized
that
that.
unfortunate situation where he's having to follow one of the very few perfect castings. Like Alan Rickman being Snape is like J.K. Simmons being J. Jonah Jameson. Like there's just
like the next JJ, the next person that has to play JJ IRL. Good luck, brother.
like it's and I've seen this actor in other things because I watch a lot of British TV. He is phenomenal, but that is just like such a hard role to be cast and following who previously did it. And I do know that Tom Felton, I think that's his actual name, has already reached out to the current Draco Malfoy kid. Give him his numbers. Like, if you need anything, you call me.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the other Potter alumni, I guess is the best way of putting it,
I would like to think they
reached out
did.
to their counterparts and like, if something is happening, please contact me.
Yeah, because I know they probably. I don't know how heavy the fandom was back then, but I'm sure the kids got their fair share of crap throughout the years as child actors. So I'm sure they're just the fact that they have to be the legacy that's followed. And I know that there are other actors that have said that.
Well, I think Emma Watson just flat out quit after her last movie, didn't she?
Yeah, she was done. I will say this to go back to the actor in question. Forgive me if I destroy your name, sir. Papa Esidu, who is actually playing the role of Severus Snape, because HBO Max is not playing. And like Joe said, he got death threats. They have upped the security level to that of a Secret Service from what was being told by reports. I will say that he did this. He says that the racist abuse and death threats has fueled him to make the character his own. So I will give him credit that he is wanting to make the character his own. I'm pretty sure if Mr. Rickman was still alive, that he would also give this man his blessing as well as his support. And also, this goes back to what I've said whenever it comes to certain fandoms. This is the toxic fandom that we talk about, guys, that understand actors and actresses grow old, okay? We can't expect, even Wolverine, we cannot expect Hugh Jackman to keep playing Wolverine. Despite the fact that Deadpool joked Disney's going to make him do it till he's 90. There's going to be a time where the movies are going to have their next cycles. We're going to have other X-Men. We're going to have other Spider-Man and so far and so forth. But when it comes to toxic fandom, this is the reason why Star Wars, I mean, I forgot the actress name that was on the Star Wars Awakens franchise, who literally stopped social media because she was hounded so much. Because, I don't like her character. Okay, then don't watch the movie. And, you could say, I didn't like the fact of how the Force Awakens trilogy went. Do I disagree with it? Yes. Do I still find it enjoyable? Yes. Am I not on social media 24/7 trying to knock it? No, I'm not a Snyder fan. So I will say this for the simple fact of the matter. This is a new Harry Potter. This is a new cast. Give them the chance to make these roles their own. It is just that simple. And like I said, I can completely understand if some folks are saying, well, J.K. Rowling is still getting a check from this. And I can understand that too. But I will say if you are going to watch this, please watch this with fresh eyes and zero toxic incel energy. That's all I'm saying. What did you say? Go ahead, Joe.
Or do what you did for Hogwarts Legacy. Buy it used so they don't get any money. Steal this.
There you go. There's your workaround.
Yeah. And Dumbledore is being played by Dick from Third Rock. Oh, didn't know that.
So the Hermione being black thing, that's fine because the book actually never specified her ethnicity. It was only that she had super frizzy hair. So, I don't know why this is such a big uproar.
I saw a black-haired white child. I thought that was Hermione. Did I miss a whole another person in there?
No, Hermione was the character that was her and Ron are right there in the end scene. So that's Hermione.
Let me go run that back. Hold on.
So yeah, and like Joe said, Hermione's character origin was never said.
Her ethnicity was never said. It was just that she was a perfectionist with frizzy hair. And then I think after Emma Watson got casted, then they mentioned, oh, she's white. But like, I think the first book, and I'm maybe wrong about this, so take this with a grain of salt, but I don't ever remember the first book them like specifically stating Hermione was a white girl.
They didn't.
I feel like most of the time these books they don't. It's just implied. Like I remember, none of the Hunger Games characters I think were really specified as far as like their features, like blue, like blonde hair, blue eye. So when they casted Rue as a black child, apparently a bunch of fans lost their shit. Like, but I was a part of that generic crowd that like I didn't know about Hunger Games until a movie got made.
Now, admittedly, since Ron was outed as a ginger immediately, it's like, okay, well, this is a white kid that's never seen the sun, been in direct sunlight.
Yeah, and also, Bama, no, HBO Max is not playing. They have sat there and said that everybody on the cast, everybody in the Harry Potter cast has gotten Secret Service level protection, so HBO Max is not playing when it comes to protecting.
Okay, I'm looking at it back. I thought that was a white child. That's just a very little light-skinned girl. Fair enough. Okay. I do hope we get to see more of the other schools this time, or when we touch on that, because the schools basically showed us Hogwarts worldwide. We kind of like never came back to it.
Oh yeah, the American school and the African school.
Yeah,
like that. I would like those fleshed out a little bit more.
It would be nice. I would completely agree with that. But yeah, like we said, give it a fair shot. See with fresh eyes. But speaking of things that are fresh eyes, another trailer that we do have. This one is a little bit on the action side. If you ever want to see a movie where Taken and the Raid had a baby, this will be The Furious.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard this was. Everyone's real excited for this.
Oh yeah! If you haven't seen it, here's a trailer.
You're looking for someone.
So am I.
My wife went missing.
Okay, stunt team.
Your daughter, she might still be alive.
Shit.
You know what this is? This is Taken, but with hammers.
This is Sleeping Dogs, the movie.
Almost. I mean, Simu Liu's literally doing that movie.
Okay, the blood. Now the blood's coming in.
I was trying to discuss that with y'all, but I realized I was muted. You couldn't hear me. This is basically the same people from the Raid. Because the guys in the tracksuits. Because I remember him. He was in the Raid 1 and 2, and he was also in something else. But man, I love all of that. That is the Raid. As you can see, guys, coming soon. We don't have an official date on that. Like I said, and thank you, Bama. Bring back kung fu movies. No, bring back great fight choreography.
Yeah, that's really what they did. That scene in the arena where they're all dogpiling. First, whoever coordinated that, the stunt team director, props to all of you because I know that shit was not easy.
Oh dang! So I'm sorry, not to cut you off. It comes out in theaters May 29th. They just updated it.
Okay,
So
hey,
May
29th. I am sending that to my dad immediately because he is obsessed with kung fu flicks, and so is my granddad.
Yeah, so yeah, they'll be in theaters May 29th. I definitely want to watch that because man, the fight scenes. Because that's what made me like the Raid. That right there, the Raid and the Raid 2 Redemption. I loved both those movies, and that reminded me of that so freaking much. But yeah, definitely down to watch. There's nothing more I can say about that except
that just turn your brain off and go and grab some snacks and watch people whoop ass for 2 hours. That's all I need. I'm fully on board for that.
Very much. Joe, what about you? Because I know you had some comments too.
No, this is fine. It just like the premise is just like Taken, but instead of Liam Neeson, it's Asian dude with hammer.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, like I said, comes out May 29th. You should, if you get a chance, Bama, you will not be disappointed in the Raid. You will not be. That is one of the fight movies that I will always recommend. But
that played out like that entire trailer played out like a live action, like true crime Streets of LA Sleeping Dogs type stuff. Like that's the vibe I got from that. And then Sleeping Dogs is great. I don't know why they didn't just call it True Crimes 3, but
it really was. I mean, it's right up there with Stranger Than Heaven and the other game. The other game that we looked at, it was something of dragons. No, it was Yakuza-like, but I can't think of the name of it.
I know what you're talking about, and I'm blanking on the name of it too. But yeah, those games, as long as you got the right fight choreography, man, those you can easily turn out a good profit with those, and I hope that movie does well.
Right. Well, speaking of other movies, because Joe found this one, which again is DreamWorks is cranking them out. This one is called Forgotten Island, and again, this was. I mean, visually, it's beautiful, but here's the trailer.
This one is for all my Filipino friends. They are being seen, and they should be.
Okay, starting strong.
I'm Risa. Do you want to be best friends? Cool. Let's make it official.
Hey, easy there.
What blood oath? I'm not a psycho. I've never had a best friend before. Me neither. Let's go.
Okay, because I was like, the animation looks a little Puss in Boots-ish.
We're gonna be best friends forever, right? Forever and ever.
You don't have to go all the way to the U.S. for school. It's what my parents want. It shouldn't be their choice. It's your life.
Don't be that person.
We made some good memories. Risa, something's happening. No way.
Won't you come to me? I'll be alone.
Hold on.
Won't you come to me about me?
Where are we?
The Forgotten Island is a dangerous place. The longer you're here, the more memories you'll forget.
We would forget everything, even each other. This is our entire friendship. We gotta find our way back home.
Don't you forget about me.
We're running out of time. Hey, it's okay. Listen to me, Risa. I just have one question for you. Who let the dogs out?
No, not right now.
Come on, answer the question. Who let the dogs out? Who. Okay, thank you. We need a game plan.
All right, so that was the trailer for Forgotten Island. As you can see, will be in theaters September 25th. Like Joe said, this is definitely for the Filipino community. Sorry. I just want to watch it because it's an interesting story. But like Joe said, this is nothing but culture here, and I'm all for it. But yeah, I got nothing else to say that this is probably one I'll probably take the kids to along to see this. But yeah, I dig it. But what say y'all?
Joe, what you got?
I mean, it's just really positive to see more API-themed movies out and about, and it's also nice to see Filipino culture being very culture and we got hit by the YouTube, please. I'm not too surprised.
You got us already?
Did we? For which one?
Well,
No, man,
probably this one.
Probably this one. They got us already.
As I was saying, it's looking at Filipino culture and also mythology, that's just in and of itself is gorgeous and terrifying at the same time because I have a lot of Filipino friends. So the ones I brought this to their attention, they're super excited about this.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Asian community in general, a lot of them are excited about this, mostly because, like, we being like Japan and whatnot, we get plenty of exposure. Trust me, we get so much exposure. But like the Filipinos and stuff like that, and some of the, it's really hard to say this because I always sound like I'm saying like the most horrible things possible. But like underappreciated or underutilized or underseen Asian communities.
Fair.
Don't get this kind of like exposure and whatnot. Like literally the last time I can even think of anything that even remotely got close to this would have been Raya, because it was a mixture of a lot of different Asian communities. In that one, like Laos, Mongolian, stuff like that. Like the Lower East Islands, Indonesia, stuff like that. Like, it's just good to see more representation for lesser seen Asian identity.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you guys are watching, I'm sorry, yeah. So
I'll be back.
Well, I was checking because it looks like no, they killed the stream. So
well, it looks like wait. YouTube, we're back up. It looks like.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. Studio's messing with me. Yeah, so we are back up. So we are back up on the YouTube side. So I just had to double check on the studio.
Did it say it was for that trailer, or was it for the Harry Potter one?
I did nothing yet.
I'm going to skip this one since it's literally an 80s song.
That might have been what did it.
That might have been it.
That's why I was like, strong start. I can tell we're doing a memory. Don't forget. Once they said don't play that song, like, okay, memories. But I can also appreciate DreamWorks. Everything isn't a hit, but they at least experiment with new stuff. They're not just saying, I mean, yes, we're getting a Shrek 5, but this also isn't Shrek 4.5. Like, and I'm glad, again, the representation, trying a different culture, trying a different type of film, like into a non-American country, non-American characters go to magical, whimsical island. I'm okay with this. This is different. We're not recycling a bunch of shit. I am all for giving this a try.
I would say just call it what it is. Shrek the college years.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Maybe that's the plot they had originally and why they had to rewrite and delay the film. It was going to be Zendaya's character is going off to far away university. She's going to FFU. She's going to FU, baby.
Okay, I'm glad you and I had the same thought process on that.
Yeah, she's going to FU, and Shrek doesn't want her to go, so they go on some adventure, and they're just like, "Hey, we got a script for that already." Also, half the internet figured that out. So, DreamWorks. I know every film doesn't slam or slap the way it should, box office numbers wise, but I appreciate the constant attempts to do something different. So this is also. I'm hoping that whatever community this is hoping to appeal to as well flocks to it in mass.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. So yeah, it's one of those ones where I do like the fact to see a different culture get represented and gets represented well with beautiful colors. And yes, YouTube, apparently, don't you forget about me, apparently as a striker, but we're still gonna play it anyway. So Mech Warrior 5 did tell us no. I mean, if you've known Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries, we're getting a new DLC. And I was checking to see if they had video on this yet, but it doesn't look like it. But Joe, do you want to explain the next DLC, Chaos Reign?
Okay, so this of course means Total Justice Gaming will get some activity again, because we always stream the Mech Warrior games, because we're all about shooting lasers in the dead of night. Like last time, where it was just explosions upon explosion upon explosion. We are in the far-off year of 3055. We are right smack in the middle of the clan wars. Many things happen that are pivotal in the storyline. Most notably, Melissa Steiner Davian has been assassinated by, I want to say, her own daughter. Catherine Steiner Davian and Ryan Davian. Salome Ward is killed alongside Melissa Davian. Connor Ward is killed by Con Phelan Ward, who becomes Con of the Wolf Clan of the game we just did. This game is going to be taking a look at Comstar, which is now outed in the general undersphere of having a mass military that they should not have. It is like, what if AT&T had their own ICE? That is literally the equivalent. That is the best hyperbole I can give.
I was like, wait, AT&T, like the phone company?
No, that is literally Comstar's communication star technology in the thing. They are literally AT&T for the No Galaxy. What if AT&T had ICE?
I was going to ask.
Repossess all the delinquent teenage phones.
As Bama beat me to it, I was like, we were all going to ask questions for a second, but Joe cleared that up.
Okay. So we're also dealing with that. So we are still following Jake Mason, who is looking to find a buyer for the cache of clan intelligence from the last DLC. As we learned, he is the son of a sleeper agent from Clan Diamond Shark, one of the secondary clans. We can join the Federated Commonwealth as they look for a deep space raid on the world of Cambridge. Also trying to install a new leader, which happens to also be Victor Steiner Davian, who is one of the main characters in the novels. He makes a quick appearance in the Battletech animated series. We can also go to the Free Worlds League as the death of Joshua Merrick sparks a giant confrontation with the Federated Commonwealth. We also get new mission type guerrilla warfare. We get an expanded map going from 3051 to 3058, including factions, conflict zones during the Chaos March, which also leads to more of Credence, which will be the Clan Jade Falcon DLC, and the clans thing being the Refusal War of 3057. We get 4 new mechs, 5 clan mechs that have been taken and brought over to the Inner Sphere side, and 4 Omni-Mech chassis, new weapons, battle armor, and vehicles, meaning Toad Infantry gets to come in. We also get more improvements, increased zoom, increased AI. Pilots can now inject once they run out of ammo so that their mechs can't be shot up and just you have an astronomical repair cost. Vectorized jump jets are now a thing. An increased mech database, expanded enemy variety. All of this is coming in May.
Gotcha. Okay. And as Bama said, I'm going to stop listening to Angry Joe. I'll put it this way. Mech Warrior is fun. I still have Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. I saw the base game. Joe plays it a lot more than I do. I enjoyed it when I played it. So if you get a chance, you really should. Like I said, you're not gonna know whether or not you like a game until you actually give it a chance. And I know some people, they prefer Mech Warrior, but certain versions of Mech Warrior, it just depends on the person. So I will say this: give a game a fair shot, and then if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But definitely give it a shot if you get a chance. But
I was going to say this: you should stop listening to Angry Joe and come listen to me, mildly apathetic Joe.
Mildly apathetic. You might want to trademark that, Joe. Just saying. But speaking of things that didn't make any sense, because Nintendo wasn't the only one that messed up. We got Capcom. We got to talk. And Bama, don't hate me when I say I'm using Alabama as a reference, because let's be honest, Capcom decided to play Kissing Cousins, and everybody caught it.
Even Japan was like, "What the hell?"
I heard so what is going on? They just
okay.
So go ahead, Joe.
Okay, so Alex and Patricia. Alex is the main character of Street Fighter 3. He's that grappler that likes to do power bombs.
Right.
He is raised by his adopted father, and his adopted father is his mother's cousin, which was just found out in this game. He grew up and would be in and out of the house a whole bunch. So he has a relationship with his second cousin, Patricia. At the end of the arcade thing, we find out they are now married and expecting their first child. Japan, the development team, swears to God it was not quite correct in translation, but everyone's like, even Japan, because in Japan it's like they only share a great grandfather as a singular ancestor. So I'm not saying Japan is okay with this either. A lot of people are saying, well, Japan, they're okay with it. They are not.
But here's the thing: when other countries have figured this out faster than Capcom has, that screams a problem. Because
also, the Alex players are just cursed.
Yeah, and the easy fix here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bama, because making her a completely different character would have made sense. But here's the thing, and I want to point this out, because the Street Fighter 6 director did come out and say, look, he apologized for the confusion. I don't know what confusion there was, because anybody that's followed the Street Fighter lore, there is no confusion. He says, quote unquote, while we have not changed the characters' backstories after internal review by the development team, we plan to revise certain text passages that may have been misleading in the near future. This has only prompted more criticism from fans, as Capcom shows no signs of removing the controversial marriage.
They are instead going to fix some translations, they said, and add an additional thing that gives more context to the actual the family dynamic and relationship.
And I'm sorry, look, you can't sit there and look, I like Street Fighter 6. I do. But you cannot sit there when going off the lore that he's okay. Well, his second cousin, that's Kissing Cousins. Yeah. That's Alabama territory.
It's also the fact that they have the picture of him literally holding Patricia as an infant.
Yes. And I'm sorry, Bama, but you're from the South, I'm from the South. We know where, and Tafara's from the South. Joe's from the South.
Joe's not from the South. Do not rope me into this. Don't put that curse on me, Ricky Bobby.
But you know the term Kissing Cousins. You know that term.
Yeah, I learned that from Sailor Moon.
Yes. So
that's a different kind of cousins.
Well, yeah, but what we're getting at is, Capcom. You could have just sat there and said, you know what, we messed up. We messed up. We didn't think nobody would notice. We didn't think it would go this far. We apologize. Let us fix it. That's all you have to do. But this does seem like you're kind of doubling down a little bit. It's like saying, oh, there's confusion. How is there confusion? You're going to go back and rewrite previous Street Fighter history? No, there's no way you can do that, especially with Alex especially with Alex, because we do actually have some fight. So we actually had some fight data thanks to Joe. But the thing about it is, guys, you cannot above.
Oh no, it's the second. It's the second video, not this one.
Oh, my bad. So
what happened? Harada left, and now it's just gone.
No, Harada's Tekken. They got their own problems.
Never mind.
It's gotten so bad that one of the big Tekken 8 players has officially stated the game is beyond fixing at this point. Everyone go back to Tekken 7.
Damn.
Pretty much.
So what, all the fighting games under new management and just losing it already?
Oh, no. The new Fatal Fury is fantastic, and Blue Mary is great. It's just I couldn't do anything put out a video because of my thumb.
Fatal Fury just seems like they just every day they just earn that game award by not making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Like they're just like, hey, we're just here and we're just functional. That's all we do.
Now to go back to my running gag of how many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?
So the crazy part is, what kills me out of all this is that Street Fighter 6 is great. I mean, now granted, they outside of this issue that they had beforehand, it ain't like Tekken 7. Like Joe sat there and said, Tekken 8 wishes they had Street Fighter problems, which I was laughing about because that's really true. Because Tekken 8 has balancing issues to which they said it was fixed, but it's really not. So you have a lot of players, dropping out from Tekken 8. But here's the thing about Alex, and I'll let Joe explain because, again, Joe had the chance to play with Alex as he's seeing here playing with Akuma. We're not stupid, Capcom. Just change the whole thing. But go ahead, Joe. As far as you playing with Alex, I know, like I said, you had some fun with it. What did you think about it, playing with him in Street Fighter 6?
I mean, he's fine. He puts out a lot of damage. He's got really good pokes. You can sit there and do 4 crouching jabs as a combo right into one of his overheads, which is nuts. Mm-hmm. Decent grabs, counter grabs is a thing. Chain grabs is a thing. He's a lot of fun. But the best part about this controversy is I'm not here for story mode or arcade mode. I'm here to fight people online, and I don't have to know lick about this story or this controversy at all by just playing against opponents.
Yeah. Which I'm assuming, I guess, that people come after you or just try to continuously do matches till they win, or how did that go?
Oh, I mean, I've faced quite a few people. I mean, the second match, when we do this run back, the Akuma gets me, and then we do the final best 2 out of 3, and I get him on this one because I just never lose to an Akuma in best 2 out of 3 because everybody plays him like old man glass cannon he is. I'm just learning with him.
Okay.
After I did my 10 fights, I got placed in silver 4 for ranking.
Oh, nice.
See, the thing I should have done right there is Alex actually has his basic throw can be done from crouching.
Ah. Well, I was going to say, Bama, poor Kenny Omega, trust me, he's fine.
Yeah.
The fact that he got to do a lot of the motion capture, trust me, he's all right. But I'm sorry, Joe, what else were you saying?
No, just watching the fight, seeing what I'm doing wrong. I'm jumping too much.
So this whole thing came from a translation error, like of this current game, or over the years?
No, so we knew who Alex and Patricia and Tom were. We knew that Tom and Alex's relationship was that Tom trained Alex and Tom's daughter was Patricia. And Patricia and Alex were just together growing up. Like, oh, that's the daughter of the guy who trained me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like
the upper, like Demon Slayer with Homeboy.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a perfect analogy.
So in this one, they finally let out that Tom is out. The reason why Tom raised Alex and trained Alex is because Tom is Alex's mother's cousin, which didn't need to be said.
Mm-hmm. But but the thing about it is, you have all that lore to go off of, and this is how you choose to tell the story.
Yeah, I'm like, who messed up where? So we're not supposed to be related, or we're not supposed to be having kids? Which is the one?
We're not supposed to be related. Is the problem?
Okay.
That's just it. We're not supposed to be related, but again, it's one of those just are you freaking kidding me situations. But
yeah, I played really badly in this match, and then I come back on the second one.
So,
I also didn't realize that he actually has a chain combo that goes right into down low kick, right into hard kick.
yeah.
Shit.
No, this is just me playing badly. I'll even say that.
No, even if you said he's adopted, it's still just as bad, man.
I mean, yeah, because Stack and Mary grew up together. Stack and Mary grew up together, but he at least left for 7 years.
Right.
But yeah, how does nobody catch that though? Like, hey, they're expecting. Did we make them relatives? Like,
you would think that was caught, but it's just like, again, when
is it translated differently? Like in Japan, like it reads.
No, Japan is still translated the same, and that's when even Japan's like, "What the fuck."
Okay, so someone royally, like globally, fucked this up.
So, like, the big thing is a lot of people were putting this on Japan, saying it's like, well, in Japan they see that as okay because to them that's far away enough. And Japan's like, no, this is weird. We don't like this.
It should be, but again, when other countries have sat there and said, "Oh, this is a little too much," there should be red lights. That's all I'm saying. But again, Capcom, that was one of those. You could have saved yourself.
But again, at least Capcom's not having Tekken issues.
You know what? I think Capcom would probably welcome Tekken issues right now. Probably so. But speaking of issues, should we say RIP or just good riddance to Sora? Because unless you've been under a rock, guys, again, the AI generator that had a deal with Microsoft, I believe, $1 billion deal, and Disney, it's pretty much kaput. They have sat there and said they'll be closing down Sora just because of this slop. Because again, as we said before, nobody wanted AI slop. Nobody.
Yeah, we did not ask for this at all.
Exactly. And with that being said, because we definitely are not crying over it. I think Tafarai's latest short pretty much explains how we all feel about it.
So I hope they don't get us from this one.
You know, Tafari, I will give you credit because you played right up to 10 seconds of that and he cut it.
Yep, and and then right on the anniversary of the second game tomorrow too. So this has been a great week, and I'll be honest, I did not expect it to do as well as it's doing on TikTok or on YouTube or on Instagram. And I'm just like, look, man, we all get it because we all was like, hey, Sora. And it's like, we're already news star, and now every time we hear the name, it's because of this bullshit. So yeah, good riddance. We will go back. We will go back to our having nothing to talk about.
I will say this because of the fact that Sora was pretty much going after everything, and that Kingdom Hearts was like an open shot. I was like, I can see why he breathed a sigh of relief because there is way too many ways that could have went.
Not even that, you just trying to hear, hey, new Sora news, and it's this fucking garbage. So like, we already get like teased at every fucking Game Awards for no damn reason. And let me see if I can share this photo because they're in a subreddit trying to bring it back, and it is the saddest and most hilarious shit I have seen all fucking day. I just put it in the Facebook chat. I audibly laughed at this pathetic bullshit. Also, if anybody on Facebook is watching this, to those of you who actually make content, God bless you. Yeah, this pathetic shit.
That's funny. Let's Start Revolution. Really? You're gonna say Let's Start Revolution with all anime characters that they had no problem using, talking about bring back Sora. Nah. not just no, but hell no. May it die in everlasting fire. I am not going to complain about them not being here anymore.
And then there was some Fruit Love Island thing on TikTok that apparently the creator of that like fucking blew a gasket and had a full crash out on the timeline.
I remember that one. That itself was crazy. At the same time, the stream's still going. We did not get bummed out. And I'm weaning myself off AI. Well, I will put it to you this way, Bama. With AI, it's just the fact that I know I'm gonna be a little bit hypocritical when I say this, but really and truly, if AI was done properly, nobody would have a problem with it. But that's the thing. Once you introduce something like AI into this, they, whether it's games, and don't get me wrong, one of my favorite games, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, that team did admit that they did use AI in their games. Now, if you just admitted up front, 9 times out of 10, I got a problem with you. At least you said it. But, when AI starts taking away jobs from creators, programmers, developers, things of that nature, and it doesn't look normal. Like last week, we showed the Mighty Chief when NVIDIA released their DS, I think it was a DLSS 5, and they did it on Requiem. It didn't look right. It didn't look right at all. It looked almost cartoonish in a way. And don't get me wrong about Resident Evil Requiem. It is a fabulous game, but I don't need horror to be cartoonish, especially with that one monster that's already scary enough, but don't give them big googly eyes as I'm trying to play this in the dark. I don't need those type of nightmares. But again, not complaining that Sora is no longer in. Sora is going to be this decommissioned. Maybe that this will probably start putting the reins on AI, and may that AI bubble finally burst. Hopefully.
I definitely will on Facebook. There's so many people that just fucking lie on there all damn day long and get mad when you tell people this is AI. Like this one dude I know, he just makes up new shit every day, and just like, guys, did you hear him? Just like, how do y'all fall for this shit? Outside of the fact that most of your audience who believes it has an AARP card, but like still. And then like people genuinely get upset when you tell people it's like, oh, what do you guys think? It's like, I think it's a fucking fake, you fraud. And then they genuinely get upset when you take away like the mystery, and then they don't flag it as AI content, which you're supposed to, but it never gets taken down. So I'm happily about to watch a lot of pages go from posting like every 5 minutes to absolutely just falling into obscurity because they have nothing to put out.
True. I've only been using it for concepts, so I can get a good idea. That's okay, Bam. Let me say this: that is fine. That's fine. You're using that's a proper use of AI. If you're using it for concepts, so you can get a good idea of character appearances. That's fine. That's exactly what it's intended for. We're talking about if a bad example of using AI. If you use AI and say, look, I want you to create a Gundam show with Naruto character driven basis. That's a bad idea, because AI will sit there and run with it. Or if you sit there and say, I want you to give me an episode of Goku versus Sailor Moon and Goku wins. Again, a bad representation of AI, because AI is not just creating it, it's taking someone else's art, it's taking someone else's direction, it's taking someone else's already created IPs, and it's twisting them because it's basically trying to fulfill your request. That's a bad example. So, and like I had to stop using variety stories. Yeah, because it will pull from already established artists. It will not create. A lot of people don't understand. AI is literally scouring the net and pulling from other people's literary writings and just compiling them and saying, "Here's what you wanted." So yes, AI is stealing from other people, and that was the big thing they were talking about. with the Screenwriters Guild when we had the SAG we had the SAG problem. We had the SAG walkout. That was the one thing they were talking about. It's just that the writers were not protected from AI because it wasn't included in their union contract. So that's why we're saying, like, what you did, Bama, it's not bad. Let me say that. If you're using it for concepts, that's not bad. At least you're using it because you're getting an idea. But like I said, if you go beyond that, then that's where you're going into ethical areas. But I'm sorry, Tafar, what are you going to say?
I said, yeah, you're not posting these and then like trying to make money off of them and then telling people, I don't know, they're taking food off your table for not letting you post more of this bullshit. That's what these people are doing, and I'm glad to watch all of their pages die. So
yeah, because that was the thing. Like, except that one, and I don't mean to be political because there was one where someone created a MAGA page and the idiots were giving money to this said person like they were OnlyFans, and they made it come up, whoever they was. But I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, those people I don't feel bad for.
Yeah, that was funny as all hell. But that being said, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Tafari, I think a little bit earlier today on Tafari TV, and correct me if I'm wrong, did you get to play with the Mega Man pack? And if so, how'd you like it?
Yeah, the Mega Man Festival was fun. I have next to no knowledge of Mega Man or Proto Man, or I think Wind Man is the third team that they have you in there playing. Actually a little unique with the Wily's Cat, which I don't know why that's the stage they pick in every like crossover thing they do. But you race at Wily's Castle, and it's cool because you can pick up the little Mega Man blaster as like a power up now, and you can actually shoot the little blocks and the little enemy characters. So it's only on the stage, but you can pick you get the Mega Man blaster and you can actually use it to your advantage. So it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, I hated some of the game modes, but other than that, festival stuff is always fun. It's a nice way to mix it up, especially to make a lot more people who don't want to be as competitive in the online play. I fucking hate that tap boost mode, man. That thing is god awful.
But no, it did look pretty cool to actually play as Mega Man and at least get to enjoy it. But you said that you said only on specific tracks he had certain abilities, or
so this track here, which is Wily's Castle, which I think is also the Smash DLC stage. You can unlock Mega Man's like blaster as a weapon, and you can shoot like items or obstacles with it to unlock hidden paths, which is like the most in-depth they've done for a crossover stage. Like they'll change the rings to like the little balls for Pac-Man, and different type of stuff for like SpongeBob. But this is like the most, I'll say, like in depth they've gone, I think, with a stage or a DLC so far. So you get your money's worth if you pay the $5. It was fun. The festival was fun. Again, if you want to burn through it, you can be done in like 2-3 hours. But I got my time out of it. But I'm not a fan of some of the modes they're picking in there. So,
gotcha. Okay. Well, the last show that we do have, again, because Microsoft had they needed to win this week, especially after the news that we did get from there. Oh, before I do that, Bama's got a question for you, Tafari. Did they use the theme from Mega Man 2?
I could not tell. I'm the wrong person to ask. There's some Mega Man music in there. I could not tell you which one they used.
Actually, I may know.
Let me see. Because they do give you some tracks, like music tracks, when you join. Because you can make a playlist in the game too, which is actually really cool. Let me see. So you get Metabots, Megabuster, Yellow Devil, blah, 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 blah. Let me see. Mega Man Crossroads music tracks. 3 specific tracks. You get Wily's Castle, Mega Man Character Select, and Mega Man's Result sound or music.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's it. That's going to be an interesting question, but yeah, good to know. So again, with like I said before, Xbox did have their partner preview this week. They did actually have a lot of new games that did come out. Like I said, there was a lot that came out. Hunt to the Reckoning, Death Wish looked great. Stranger in Heaven, they just gave a little bit more in depth, but still no release date, so it's probably gonna be 2027. ADS Alien Death Storm, which kind of looked like Doom and Alien had a baby. Not bad. Musa Dirty Fate. We will show the trailer for that one because I want a more complete trailer than what they showed the Xbox preview. The Internal Life of Goldman, Vaunted 2, Artificial Detective, all look great. The one note that I want to say is Hades 2. We will get Hades 2 this year, April of this year. So something to look forward to if you like the first Hades. But again, no problem on that. But the one trailer that we did want to show, guys, that they also did show at the partner preview, which again, looks like it's going to be great. Another Mass Effect, if you will, but I'm not clear about Mass Effect. But this one's called The Expanse: Osiris Reborn.
Okay.
It was like another life. Everything made sense to you.
Oh, you're back already? Wait, so you flew in on that?
Now, every voice a tight beam.
Protege will easily turn this into a massacre if they want. We need him alive!
Locked on to you, like a torpedo.
Do not interfere.
The universe never tells us if we did right or wrong.
Series belongs to Belters. I didn't become a mercenary to run away from my enemies.
Fear festering into hatred. Typical.
Surely a little gun doesn't scare you.
A Trojan horse. Protege let its own enemies in.
An enemy of my enemy is my friend.
We have to find our own answer.
Joe, what did you call this again?
Legally distinct Mass Effect.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I kind of see it. And I say that as someone who's never played Mass Effect, but I've seen enough gameplay and hype around it.
I mean, he's not wrong. That was The Expanse: Osiris Reborn. Is coming out next year, spring 2027 for Xbox Series. Of course, it's see right there on Xbox PC and cloud, and of course, Xbox X Series X and S. Like Joe said, it is Mass Effect. If you haven't played Mass Effect, again, highly recommend that you do. This is going to it's going to play that way because there's a third action RPG set in the universe of The Expanse. And yes, Bama, the very same Expanse that was on Sci-Fi. So it's going to be within that universe. Not sure if it's going to be the same characters. They're probably going to be, I understand that. It's an interesting show, but it is going to be set in that universe. I know I'm going to give it a shot because, again, it just looks great. I do love narrative-driven games like Mass Effect. Hopefully the gameplay will match exactly the dialogue, but, again, that'll be next year. But Tafari, Joe, y'all guys seen it? What'd you think?
I mean, interesting enough, but again, I never got into Mass Effect. I just never got my hands on it, so maybe this will be my spiritual chance at getting back into the franchise or entering into it. It seems okay. I'm curious to see what the story is and how people take the gameplay along with the dialogue and story choices we potentially get.
Yeah, fair enough. Joe, does this get your attention to probably get this interest, or just watch how you feel about it?
If it comes on PlayStation 5, I'll do it, but I'm not getting I'm not getting an Xbox anytime soon.
No, fair enough. Well, I'm just gonna be. I know I got an Xbox, but yeah. Oh, man, you played Mass Effect. Tell us what you think. He said it's far right. You should give Mass Effect a shot. But yeah, since you played Mass Effect far, let us know what you think of that as well. But well, screw it. We got time for one more. So this is another one that came from the Xbox partner review as well. This one I want, because I know, Joe, you haven't seen this, and I just want your take on this. So this one is actually called Musa Dirty Fate. So again, if you have seen it, let us know. But if it's your first time seeing it, here you go.
전하께 하려옵니다. 산천의 초목이 이미 시들어 죽었사오고 한성 안팎에는 굶어 죽은 백성의 시신이 쌓여가고 있사옵니다. 백성들이 굶주림에 미쳐 이제는 서로의 살을 뜯어먹고 있사옵니다. 살아있는 이가 죽은 이를 잡아먹고 그 죽은 이가 또다시 누군가의 식량이 되옵니다. 식인이 전염병처럼 번지고 있사온데 나라의 기둥이 무너지고 있사옵니다. 전하. 게다가 삼남지방에는 정체를 알 수 없는 무리들이 출몰하여 고을을 불태우고 백성들과 관리들을 무참히 도륙하고 있사옵니다. 바라옵건대 전하, 부디 백성들을 구하여 주소서.
You know I don't speak Korean, right?
I was gonna say, where are the subs at? But whatever he's saying, I know. Whatever he's saying, I know he means that shit. I'll give him that.
Okay, so first, my bad, because I thought I had the right one. My bad.
I mean, can't you just put closed captions on like the current video, or is YouTube?
No, that actually wasn't the one that I had from the.
Okay.
That's why I was like, that was my bad. Because I was like, wait a minute, that's not the one that I pulled from the partner preview. That's why I was like, oh crap.
It was very dramatic and very well voice acted, but I don't speak Korean outside of food and hello, thank you, and grandma and grandpa.
My bad. Give me a second, because that's not the right one. Because I was like, wait a second, that did not sound anything. That did not sound anything like the other one. So hang on one second, because that's gonna bug me now. So I was like, I was like, okay, let me get everything else set up, and then they just sat there and said, screw it. All right, I think this should be the right one. So let's try that one again.
전하께 하려옵니다. 산천의 초목이 이미 시들어 죽었사오고 한성 안팎에는 굶어 죽은 백성의 시신이 쌓여가고 있사옵니다. 백성들이 굶주림에 미쳐 이제는 서로의 살을 뜯어먹고 있사옵니다. 살아있는 이가 죽은 이를 잡아먹고 그 죽은 이가 또다시 누군가의 식량이 되옵니다. 식인이 전염병처럼 번지고 있사온데 나라의 기둥이 무너지고 있사옵니다. 전하. 게다가 삼남지방에는 정체를 알 수 없는 무리들이 출몰하여 고을을 불태우고 백성들과 관리들을 무참히 도륙하고 있사옵니다. 바라옵건대 전하, 부디 백성들을 구하여 주소서.
Okay, so that was Musa Dirty Fate. Coming next year, of course, to Xbox. This is kind of slightly different from what was actually played in the partner review. At first, when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, this is Phantom Blade Zero or another Souls-like game." But this thing moves like Ninja Gaiden. It plays like it plays like
It plays like a mixture between Devil May Cry and Souls-like. So we're just going to dub it a Souls May Cry game.
Thank you. That's the comparison I was looking for.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it a shot because I want to know more about this. I'm pretty sure as it gets closer to its release date, we're going to get more about it. But what do you guys think?
It seems okay. I'll probably wait till it's actually released.
Fair enough. What say you, Joe?
Same stem as last time. It looks neat, but I'm not buying an Xbox for it because I won't be buying an Xbox ever.
No, that's fair. That is fair. Like I said, see, we say we miss E3, Bama, but let's be honest, E3 is never going to be the way it used to be. Because, and again, I say this before we move on to television anime reviews. I think E3 going back to indies and developmental is great because E3 really did get blown out of proportion just because the big three decided they didn't want to kind of play by E3's rules and go their own ways, which is why we have Xbox doing their own thing, PlayStation do their own thing, and various other companies. Really, Bama? That's how you feel, sir?
I forgot that was a thing.
I missed the why, Bama? Why?
I fully forgot.
Just go to OnlyFans. That's where they all went, anyways.
Jesus.
I mean, there are cons for that now. You just got to find.
I'm not wrong.
I mean, no, you're not. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. Just wow. All I can say is no bad part as wow. But anyway, moving on to TV and anime reviews of this week, because a lot's happened, especially the fact that we're going to have, if memory serves me right, we're going to have Invincible, Daredevil, and we're still about a good 2 weeks off from The Boys, I think. But anyway, Tafari, I'll start with you. Any reviews in television, any TV anime of the week?
I was going to say, did we all see Fire Force today?
I did not.
Oh, okay. I will hold my tongue because also, holy shit.
I did.
I'm still gonna watch it, but y'all can talk about it.
I mean, it's a lot of big reveals that finally come full circle. So I'd like to save that for you.
The ongoing thing is Shinra can now solo Goku.
I will say that yeah, I do like his new form, and the fact that we got the birth of another character, the fact that we're actually seeing how the connection happens this time.
Okay.
And then the fact that it kind of we finally get the whole thing of his mother being addressed. Also finding out the fact that, did they explain how Iris became our person in the doppelganger, or how the real Iris got stuck in a doula, but our Iris was a doppelganger the whole time? Like,
not in the last. I was gonna say because in the last episode, that's where we that's the reveal, but I don't think they ever explain how it happened.
Okay, and even just the wacky shit they've been doing, like the live action people doing the introductions of the episode, like Arthur and Dragon playing at like an old Zelda tapestry. It's getting nuttier with each episode, and this was like the pinnacle. And I thought it was going to be done with this, but I'm glad we got one more episode to kind of bring that back full circle.
Well, that's also kind of the point, because starting to show the madness of the other world creeping in.
Well, they did say it. I think I did hear the word. They did mention madness, like right in the beginning of this episode. Like, okay, here comes all the soul leader shit. This episode was basically, here's your soul leader connections, and not in a vague way either.
Okay,
but that and I'll give it that and Primal, those two shows, great job this week. That is how you connect your shit to the previous story or rework your ending. And still make it good enough for the source material. Primal's over, I think, for good this time. They basically retweaked the ending of the show without making it seem like a total ass pull, which is 2 for 2 now because he's done this for this show and Samurai Jack. It is 30 episodes. If you get a chance, binge the show. If you got a free weekend, it's great. Both our MCs finally get to have like a healthy family dynamic for once.
Nice.
And everyone's not trying to kill each other, or them at least. And our kid grows up and gets a different hair color change, and I guess I'm just accepting that. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, One Piece, because the last batch of dub episodes dropped, and I love that they did this. They brought back Erica Schroeder from the 4Kids dub to voice Joy Boy. Yeah, I think it's in the group chat somewhere.
Yeah, I got it.
And again, I know this was like we had like multiple dubs of shit growing up. Like we had the Ocean dub, and then the actual dub we got from Funimation for Dragon Ball.
Well, we had Ocean Dub 1, Ocean Dub 2. Oh no, wait, I'm thinking Dragon Ball because we also had the UPN dub for Dragon Ball.
I say, there's the Big Green dub too.
Yeah,
there's Let That Child Alone. But yeah, this is dope, man, because the 4Kids, I get it. 4Kids kind of bastardized a lot of shows. Like I'm working my way through Sonic X in English because I'm being told if you watch it in Japanese, it is a completely different program.
It is.
Apparently Chris Thorndike is not the hated character he is in English over in Japan.
It's kind of like watching G Gundam in English and Japanese. There's a lot of mistranslations and a lot of subtle things you miss in the Japanese one because they do more in the martial arts philosophy in the Japanese.
So that's what I've heard that too. Like when Chris and Sonic have to say goodbye in season 3, it's more so him. Like in English, it's him being selfish and I don't want to lose my friend. Stay with me forever. I don't care if the world is doomed. But in the sub, it's like super heartfelt and whatnot. And everyone's like, please don't watch the 4Kids thing. So yeah, 4Kids was known. Like 4Kids has done some damage to the show to the point that Zoro's name is now back to being spelled with an L in the manga for some random reason. Yeah. Her and Knuckles are very much playing off their chemistry from the adventure game. And whoever played that damn saxophone was collecting a massive check every time she was on screen. But the 4Kids dub, between Sanji's voice, people getting renamed, I think some people got straight up whitewashed. Sanji with the fucking lollipop instead of a cigarette every episode. A lot of the blood being taken out. But Erica Schroeder was our first Luffy. So her and that cast did the best they could. I have the Grand Battle game, which is that entire cast being in it. So... and believe it or not, as much as people give it crap, that is a lot of people's introduction to the show. Like without that, we don't get the One Piece we have now. So the fact that they brought her back to voice Joy Boy, who is technically the first pirate of that world, but she was the first Luffy, it's dope. Like the way they brought back Stephanie to finally do young Goku and Daima, or they brought back, Brian Drummond to do the clone Vegeta and Super. It's cool to see that these people who've done these they took the first swing at the versions of these shows that didn't last, but they at least get a chance to like come full circle now that it's popular. And she sounds great. She sounds, it's been 20 years, but like I saw some clips of it. She sounds great.
Cool. But anything else?
But yeah, for the first time, the whole show is dubbed now, by the way. So if you ever wanted to catch up on One Piece, now is like the perfect time until I think 2 weeks from now.
It is possible to do it.
I'm trying to think. Fire Force. Let me see. I already talked about the Amazing Digital Circus, and then we have. Let me see.
Didn't any of the other 4Kids VO artists? Go to the show?
Some of them may have been sprinkled in there. I just know, like for the fan favorites, whenever they can sneak one of the OG cast in there, they'll do it. I know for Dragon Ball, it's never happening for a Goku. Sorry, But for Dragon Ball, I know Brian Drummond and Chris Sabat are cool. So when they're like, oh, we're doing a clone Vegeta, all right, we can make this cool. I was so sad they didn't do that for Linda Young when they got Frieza and Frost. I'm like, that was a perfect opportunity. She played that OG raspier voice for Frieza. But now I don't know other 4Kids people have come back, but I saw Toei make an official announcement. So I'm like, you know what? Good for her because she opened the door. Maybe it's not the popular voice, but is the one we that introduced a lot of us. And then all I got after that is Invincible and Daredevil, but I don't know who's seen what yet. So,
Daredevil, I know for me is still I have yet to start it. Invincible, I barely got past the first episode, so it's been crazy.
Well, I know people are dunking on this Invincible episode because it's not canon or it's they're calling it filler, but really people are just pissy because they can't spoil it. Like even the Invincible the game account was like, "Oh wow, you comic readers are real quiet this week. What happened?" Like,
damn.
But I did like learning more about Damien Darkblood because I don't like how fast we got rid of him in season 1.
Yep, that's fair. Joe, what about you? Any TV anime review this week?
Watched the new Monarch. I don't care what people say. That's still Biolante, even though people were going, its name is Titan X, and I still get the argument of. And how long was King Ghidorah called Monster X in its original movie? It's good. It's Biolante. I don't care what you say. But still a good episode. Monsters are going to be good. Monsters are great. Good storytelling on that one. Ronin Warriors, we're at the penultimate issue. Apparently Heaven's got some dirty work that needs to be done. So there's that. But we do get to see classic Ryo gets to come back and put on the armor of the Wildfire. And we also get to see the armor of Inferno.
Nice.
Go up against a corrupted version of Ragma's own white armor. So we get to see some classic stuff, which is pretty cool.
Wait, they showed the dark armor? The dark Inferno?
So the new kids make the white armor, and then Ragma possesses Guy. So his white armor becomes the new white armor becomes the black armor.
Gotcha.
And then the original Ronin Warriors appear and let Ryo get the armor of Inferno.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's the black armor, black new Inferno armor versus the classic white Inferno armor.
Gotcha. Okay.
Really good. Really good.
The dark Inferno. I might say dark Inferno was a variant, but no, that's cool.
Did anybody make
really good. Fearin wrapped up. That was a pretty good end. Don't forget, new anime starts next week.
All right.
Dr. Stone is back, and other things are coming back.
But does Dr. Stone start next week?
Yep.
The way that show and Fire Force literally tag in and out as each other ends is underappreciated, and I very much respect them for it. Did anyone make it to JoJo's this week?
No, because
I don't have Netflix.
Apparently 8 was saying
Steel Ball Run, so I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, because 8 was saying where's the second episode of Steel Ball, so I'm assuming there's only one out there right now.
There's only one out there, and apparently it's releasing weekly. And the creator was like, "We don't know when the second episode's coming out, but we hope it's soon." It's like, brother, you make the show. What do you mean?
That says a lot about what Netflix is doing.
Kamen Rider Zets, Kamen Rider Dawn appeared, and we get one of the most wonderful alumni actors in Kamen Rider. Kosei Amino comes back to be Sieg, the user of Kamen Rider Dawn, who's just a complete nut job. But if you look on his Instagram, both him and his wife are giant tokusatsu nerds who just take picture of their tokusatsu collection of stuff they have done on their staircase. Nice. And it is great. I love it to death. Sig just beats the shit out of Zets in his like powered up Inazuma form.
Dang.
He's got like, I love his henshin device because it's like a Monster Hunter sized twin blade that he rips apart into twin daggers.
Oh.
So, but he's also nuts. He looks like Nero from Devil May Cry.
Okay, I gotta go back and watch that. That's
his attire. Looks like he's wearing Nero's costume from Devil May Cry 4 and 5. But
that's on my whole list of catch episodes. Yeah, I gotta catch up on that. But I'm sorry,
what else did I watch? The Rookie. I watched a new episode. That was good. Episode of Blue Bloods is tomorrow night. Digimon. Oh my God, Digimon. Oh my god. That thing is nuts. The animation is consistent. We get to see one of my favorite manga Digimon make an appearance, Paramidimon.
Okay.
I have the whole deck in Digimon, the trading card game based around Paramidimon. Brox is unstoppable. It is great, but looks like we may be getting some Dark Digivolution shenanigans tomorrow night. Yeah, you guys need to be checking out Digimon. It's going to keep going, but we got the thing of Digimon aren't the problem, men are the problem, because the monster was inside of us all along. Also, we get to see someone use a Digimon that is basically what if Gamera had drills for arms, drill a person in the back just to take their energy.
Damn. Yeah, I got too much stuff to catch up on because Beat Break is definitely one of them. I'm sorry, Joe, what were you saying?
Other than that, I think that's all I really got right now. Just, work and work, and now I got the con coming up next week, so I got con costumes.
Gotcha.
I gotta go be a Kamen Rider next week.
Nice. I will say from my end, the only things I could add, because like I said, it's been a long week, and hopefully tomorrow I can actually catch up on stuff. Did watch The Demon Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. Love the fact that story is still going on, not for kids. Sentenced to Be a Hero has been great, still going strong on that. I think I almost caught up with May I Ask One Final Thing. I think I'm close to finishing that. Apothecary Diaries, I can say I made it past episode 4. You're welcome, Kira. Trying to think of anything else. Like I said, I've kind of had a rough. I was really hoping to see Daredevil Born Again. Let's take the second half of the first season. Haven't started that. Barely got past the second episode of Invincibles, but that's been great so far. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more next week. Like I said, life was lifing. Wasn't able to really catch up on my anime and television shows, especially with Monarch. I wanted to catch that on Apple Plus, and Shrinking on Apple Plus, and Severance on Apple Plus. And I'm trying to do all this before the next season of Ted Lasso comes out, because that is definitely coming out on Apple Plus.
I need to check that show out. I got the first 2 episodes, but it seems fun.
That is my it's up there with my Hajime no Ippo. I could watch Ted Lasso all over again and still be just as excited about it. But recommend that you can. But let us know what you guys have been watching. Like we said, we try to catch up and try to keep up things current. If there's something that we didn't mention that you watch, let us know. We definitely want to know about it. But fellas, any of the last news we have before we go to comics?
No, I gotta finish live action One Piece. I got up to I think episode 3 or 4. And then Beastars came back out, so I gotta finish, see how that story ends.
Fair enough. Joe, anything on your end?
No.
All right, sweet. So we are definitely going to go into comics, but before we do, we always want to show love to Rick's Comic City, Nashville's #1 go-to place for comics, for mangas, anime, anything pop culture, you name it, they got it. 2 locations, Nashville, Tennessee, and Clarksville, Tennessee. Of course, their website at rickscomiccity.com. Trust me, you won't be disappointed if you go there. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local comic book stores. Support your local bookstores. Support your local libraries. These places are great areas of reference, of media, especially libraries. Libraries do try to cover up too, and I do say some. I know not all libraries do this, but most libraries do try to keep up to date with books, with mangas, with comics. Some even have video games. Yes, some libraries do actually have video games. But definitely check them out. Keep supporting them, because you are definitely going to miss them when they are gone. But with that being said, Joe, I do see that you do have your comics up, sir. So whenever you're ready.
All right, some of these we're going to fly through just because time. So we got Absolute Wonder Woman number 18. She is confronting Zatanna, but this is the usual 2 superheroes are fighting each other because people are misunderstanding. Then Diana goes and puts on her heavy armor and goes to try and work with / talk down most of the Suicide Squad, and then she deploys her last of the Troika against, I guess, Lady Phosphorus or some sort of burning demon.
No,
No, it's the constant burning soul of Zatara. Zatanna's father, Zatara.
Yeah.
Great book. It's consistently one of the best absolute books out on the market. I always say go get it.
Agreed.
Written by Kelly Thompson, art by Hayden Sherman, colors by Jordy Belair. Green Lantern, number 600. As you can see up top, the rise of Kyle Rayner. Kyle's taking front seat in the Green Lantern book.
Mm-hmm.
We will not be petty at this point. We'll just keep going through it. No, it's because we're crunched for time. We got 4 different stories in here. We have retcons to Hal Jordan's origin. We have retcons. We have a de-retconning of Kyle's because they are returning to the more traditional thing for Kyle. Light in the Darkness is by Ron Mars and Daryl Banks. This is a classic kind of in-betweener storyline of what was going on with Kyle just before this issue took off. And I Love LA is Kyle and Odyssey are getting settled back on Earth, not as a couple. Odyssey, Kyle just kind of asked Odyssey, I thought you were kind of hitting it off with Connor. And she's like, yeah, I was, but I need to be here because something's telling me to be here. And Connor's off doing Superman family stuff. Pieces of an entity, which we don't know who it is. It's a bug, so I assume it's Parallax, but I don't think it is ironically taking on being a human possessed at a art studio, which has fired all of its art studios in favor of AI. Yeah. Where the entity is allowing them to make AI constructs while Kyle is doing his normal thing. All fantastic stories. The Hal Jordan thing is negligible, blah, 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 I'm petty, yada, yada, yada. It just wasn't a good retcon, in my opinion, for Hal. Like, I don't know why we're retconning Hal at all. And this is not to say he doesn't belong in this thing. It's Green Lantern 600. He does belong here. I'm not...
No,
so
I get your point.
It just makes no sense to retcon Hal Jordan's origin.
Fair.
A lot of these things were done by Jeremy Adams, with the exception of Light and Darkness. That was done by Ron Mars. Art for I Love LA was Sermenico. Art for Brighter Day was Dan Jurgens and Norm Rapmund. Art for City of Angels is V. Ken Marion. Colors for I Love LA is Romalo Fernando Jr. Colors for Brighter Days are Andrino Lucas. Colors for City of Angels is Veronica Gandini. And colors for Light and Darkness is Chris Sotomayor. All great. Like, I love this book. And not just because it's Kyle driven, but like it was a legitimately good Green Lantern book.
No, that's fair.
The big one. Superman 36. This is written by Josh Williamson. Art and cover art by Dan Mora. Colors by Alejandro Sanchez. So Clark is missing because of DCKO. Superboy Prime is trying to be a better man and is now the Superman currently residing in Metropolis because now he has a catchphrase of "It's prime time" and is a thirst trap for all female superheroes. Wow. No, he really is. It's a thing. He really is. There's like several panels of it. He goes and gets a job at a comic book store, gets his own apartment. Lois is watching over him to make sure he doesn't go old school Prime. Mm-hmm. At one point, he starts going old school Prime and literally starts de-meta-ing himself on the spot. Mm-hmm. He becomes concept drawing like for a hot second. This was not bad.
No, it's not. I will agree with this one. I want to see, because of how they're doing this with Prime, kind of giving him a little bit of a redemption arc. So yeah, I'm curious about this one.
I love that when his apartment's like Lowe's, like, this is a hellhole. He's like, I was in an Owen prison science cell. This is fine.
Mm-hmm. I was in worse conditions. This might as well be the Four Seasons.
Flash starts back up, thank God. This is written by Ryan North, art by Gavin Guidry, and colors by Andrino Lucas. There is no two ways about this. The Flash is fighting TikTok.
Pretty much.
Someone is doing issuing TikTok challenges for money that puts you in danger, and if the Flash saves you and you get a selfie with them, you get money. So the Flash is basically fighting TikTok challenges.
Yes. And all we can say is why.
No, actually, I really like this because, I mean, it's Wally. This is some goofy stuff. Tar Pit makes an appearance. Like, yeah, I have Weather Wizards on for some weird reason. I don't know why. Can you take this from me? I don't want it.
Yeah.
And then Weather Wizard, and then Wally's like, so we firing? He's like, no, I'm good. Can we never speak of this again? And Wally's like, agreed. Do you need me to drop it off anymore? It's like, no, I can make my way back. I'm fine.
Which I do agree. The fact that it is TikTok and the fact that it's time conscious, it does make sense for the story. So
I just like that all the rogues are super chill with Wally. They hate Barry with an undying passion, and they give Bart a pass because he's a kid. But like all his villains, he's very much. This is where I believe they take Miles's influence with his villains or with the other Spider-Man villains. I think this is where they get this influence because all of Wally's villains kind of respect Wally and treat him nicely.
That's fair.
Or at least give him the proper respect he deserves.
Yeah.
And Miles is the same way because Wally takes the time to get to know everybody.
Well, I mean, he does try to always, I won't say rehab them, but at the same time, he doesn't really treat them the same way Batman would treat his gallery. So you got a fair point.
But it's like Miles and the Scorpion, where Scorpion's like, I even like this kid. God damn it.
Pretty much.
All right, moving over into Marvel because it's nothing but a slew of X-Men comics. There was no other books out right now that I wanted to cover, except for one, which we'll do at the end of it because that was kind of a surprise. Forgot that came out this week. Generation X-23, this is the continuation for Laura and Gabby. We pick up from last time where we find that they're in a mutant hideout where it turns out everybody is a furthered X project.
Mm-hmm.
Various abilities, and in fact, a lot of them actually have kind of Generation X abilities. That one little girl has Husk's ability to tear off her own skin and get different powers depending what's on her skin, under her skin, what the new skin is. One of them is a power from the new X-Men era, and others in sorts. So Laura and Gabby just hang out with them, and then tragedy strikes. But that's not surprising because it's an X-Men book.
Yeah, I was gonna say with X-23, I didn't get a chance to read this one, but I'm gonna take your word for it on this one.
Still solid book, but again, biased because I enjoy X-23. Mm-hmm. This is written by Jody Hauser, art by Jacopo Camaghetti, and colors by Eric Arcancia. Jed McKay's X-Men number 27. I do not recommend this book. It is not good. This story was not. This particular issue was god-awful. It's just, we're barely even with the X-Men. This is just Maxine Danger from the Beyond Corporation assembling her own team. And it's a mutant, a trailer park guy, serial killer, and two idiots who thinks they're Skrulls.
Dang. Okay.
This was not a good book. I do not recommend this. Right. Look, I have to throw at least one or two I don't recommend it, but I'm at least not going to say I don't care. This book wasn't for me. I'm just like, broadly, this was just a bad issue.
No, we get you. And of course, like we always say, we know we never down bad books unless it's by certain artists. But that's they took them off Spider-Man now.
This is written by Jed McKay, pencils by Netho Diaz, inkers Sean Parsons, colors by Sir Fuente Soho. On the bright flip side, we have Inglorious X-Force number 3. This is written by Tim Seeley, art by Michael Santamaria, and colors by Romalo Fernando Jr. This is a big Boom Boom issue. If you're not a fan of Boom Boom, please go back and read New Mutants. You will love her. If you watched, what was it? X-Men Evolution. She was a main character on the Brotherhood of Mutants, where you got to know her. They are the exact same person.
Okay.
Like, the only thing in this one is Boom Boom is an adult and legal. And I make that joke, but she is a woman, very, very passionate, nightstand woman.
Okay.
Apparently, I was wrong about Wolverine getting cured. Apparently, just the person they fought last time just depowered him for that fight.
Okay.
Because Dakin is still Wolverine. Premise is still the same. Cable comes back in time to solve who kills Ms. Marvel, and apparently it's somebody on his team. This issue we do roll out Boom Boom.
All right.
Psylocke Ninja, we're still in the 90s. We are in Madripoor with Wolverine and Jubilee shenanigans ensue. Great book, good art. Tim Seeley does this. Nico Leon does the art. Dono Sanchez Almeida does the colors. Like I said, Psylocke is slowly breaking out of her influence. It's kind of a flashback and flash forward because apparently she really doesn't. She was playing Wolverine. So Wolverine is being captured by the hand and trying to be brainwashed. But we do see what's going on. This takes place after Psylocke 2 and after Uncanny X-Men 256 through 258, which does happen in the late 80s for full context of what's going on in this issue.
Gotcha.
Rogue, number 3. This is written by Erica Schultz with art by Luigi Zagara and colors by Epson Groningen. We finally get more context of what actually happened to Jay Stilton during his time in Project Pegasus during the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants raid. Apparently, Sabretooth stepped out of line and Rogue absorbed Sabretooth's powers.
Oh, crap.
And personality in order to subdue Sabretooth, which worked out great for everybody. It did not.
I was gonna say absorbing Sabretooth. That didn't end well.
Oh, also Constrictor from the Serpent Society was there.
Wow.
That was really the extent of this.
That's a blast from the past.
New Mutants number 10. This is written by Sam Humphries, art by Ton Lima, and colors by Rain Barreto. This is the finale. This book got canceled. It ended up. We learned who the shadow boss behind all these Illuminati clones is. Turned out it's classic Baron Zemo. Heinrich Zemo, who tries to make a clone of himself. It does not work. The Avengers all break up. We learn who the lady on the other side is for Black Widow. Tony and Steve see the team, and everyone's just like, yeah, we're breaking up. This was like a one-time thing, but if we do need to reform, we will. The book is called New Avengers, but it is a Thunderbolts book. I say this every time we look at this thing. This is a Thunderbolts book. There will be another Thunderbolts book later on down the road.
No, fair enough.
Moving on over, we got Predator Bloodshed number 2. This is written by Jordan Morris. Artists are Rory Coleman and Roland Bashi, and colors by D. Cuffney. The Totally Not Dead or Alive Corporation spots the Predator and totally want the Predator to start working for the Dead or Alive Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to die. The fighters try to put up resistance against the Predator until the DOA Corp. We're just calling it the DOA Corp. I don't know what the hell the corporation's called in this one. I just don't remember. Try to send people to subdue the Predator. We all know how that's going to go. And then, of course, inevitable team up.
That's about right.
Okay.
Ghost Pepper. God, I love this book. Written, drawn, and lettered by Ludo Lullaby with art by Andrino Lucas. Everything's falling apart for this nice gentleman on the front thing, and a giant metal god apparently is going to descend to try and beat Ash.
Yeah.
Ash is not happy. An army has risen up because of Ash to fight this nice gentleman on the cover. He does not like that.
Oh, but the fact that everybody's lined up, it is leading to the climax of that story. So
Probably, I think there's probably going to be like 12 issues, but even then, this was a good book. This is still consistently fantastic.
Yeah.
And then, because I forgot this was a thing this week, we put at the end, this is Spider-Man, Superman, Spider-Man #1. This is written by Mark Way with art by Jorge Jimenez and Timu Mori doing art for the main story. We will look at all the other stories in just a moment. The first one is Dr. Octopus and Brainiac team up to try and flatten New York and Metropolis. Spider-Man and Superman must stop them. The other books, as soon as it loads back up, is Mary Jane and Lois Lane, World's Finest, written by Tom King, art by Jim Lee, and inker Scott Wells. Pages is Christopher Priest and Daniel Sampere doing art with Alejandro Sanchez doing art. That is Superboy Prime and Black Suit Spider-Man. The Beyond the Cobwebs of Tomorrow is Superboy, classic Superboy.
Is it supposed to have a different image up, or am I seeing something different?
No, I'm just reading because there's a huge list of everything.
Okay.
It's me going through all this bottom stuff down here.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm just reading all what everyone's contributing because I got a different page pulled up on the main thing.
All right.
It is Clark Kent Superboy meets and Batman Beyond meets Spider-Man 2099. That is written in art by Sean Murphy with colors by Simon Go. Jimmy Kong Carnage, written by Matt Fraction and Steve Lieber doing the art. Nathan Fairborn is the colorist. It's Jimmy Olsen meets Carnage. Jimmy does not live.
Damn.
John Kent and Ben Parker, The Bridge, written by Jeff Lemire with art by Rafa Sandoval and colors by Ulysses Arola. Mm-hmm. Just a great talk between Ben Parker and Jonathan Kent. Like, it's just really, really chill and heartwarming. They meet because one of their cars breaks down and just go to a diner and talk.
Nice.
Bias Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott and Marcio Molio. It is the Daily Bugle and the Daily Planet doing kind of like a press versus press thing. Kind of funny. And then Blind Date is Power Girl meets the Punisher. There is an actual real reason for this. It is not as goofy as you think. This is written by Gail Simone with art by Beline Ortega and Jordi Ballard doing colors. Power Girl goes on a blind date over a app. Turns out her blind date is Paul. But all the supervillains of Marvel want to kill Paul, which is why the Punisher's there. After Punisher and Power Girl beat the shit out of everybody, they just kind of sit there and innocently flirt with each other and compare backstories, and then they just go off to Mongolia because Power Girl knows a great place to eat in Mongolia.
Nice.
And that is all.
Oh man. Well, thank you for that, Joe. We appreciate it. But as we wrap this up, guys, we always want to do shameless plugging. But before we do, thank you all guys for liking, for watching, for dealing with us as we played a song that YouTube didn't like for 10 seconds. But as we're on our way out, I do want to start with the man, the myth, the legend, because this man, again, I say between him and another individual, pretty much, save Blerd Con for it to be around for another day. But Tafari, I want to even know what you're doing, where you can be found, and what you're up to, sir.
Yeah, trying to just find other games to play, kind of burn through my catalog. So we finished Bakugan Battle Brawlers. Shout out Jeffrey the Giraffe. That was actually one of and I think a copy of Sonic Adventure were my last Toys R Us purchases. So I played the Toys R Us edition of Bakugan Battle Brawls to completion. Great anime game, great story, fun mechanics for the Wii motion controls at the time. Tomorrow for the 20th anniversary, I'll actually be going through a boss rush for Kingdom Hearts 2. I've actually have manually ran through this game for the last week and created a bunch of save files on a bootleg memory card with like 50 different saves on it. So we'll be doing a lot of soft resets, and then after that, normal, just regular skits and bits and short form content things until I think of a larger idea. Did the Sonic Racing Cross Worlds Festival today, which was fun. Trying to think what else we got going on. Oh yeah, did my final review ever for the series of Primal in episode 10. Other than that, I got to figure out what I'm going to burn through next. So we'll see what comes along with that.
All right. And also a man that's busy, especially with between work and whatnot. Joe, will let people know what you're up to, where you can be found, sir, and where you can be seen. I think I already said that once or twice already. And you're muted.
I didn't mute myself. I had to cough. Oh, the Kenshiro trailer just dropped for Fatal Fury.
Oh, well. We definitely
As
catch that
usual.
one later.
Shenanigans. You can find me over at Middle Tennessee Gaming. I'm usually there Tuesdays and then Friday through Sunday. Working there. On Monday, you can hear me review comics a bit more thoroughly over on Laserprint. Sometimes streaming. More than likely, it'll be Mech Warrior again in May. I'll be at the Middle Tennessee Anime Convention next weekend, probably as a Power Ranger or SPD Green, and then Tojima from Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. What else? Where else am I? I'm at work because I need to pay bills. At the hospital, do not come see me at the hospital. I don't want to see you. Other than that, I did a thing on TikTok. No one paid attention to it, but it's there. You can go see. I talk about some things. It was nice. Nice chat. Other than that, that's pretty much everywhere I'm at right now.
All right. Fair enough. Well, before I do get to myself, guys, I do also want to shout out to basically Always Press Record TV. Why? Because the Give It podcast can be seen on Always Press Record TV. It's an app that's on Amazon as well as Roku. You can definitely check it out. And not only like our show, but like those shows out there, trust me, you will not be disappointed. Also, blerdstation.com. We have talked about blerdstation.com for a while, guys. It is the place that's going to have our content, our viewership, content that you can own, especially if you are a part of Blerd Station. $10.99 a month to stream Blerd Station. Blerd Station can be streamed on all smart devices. And again, you're going to want to look forward to these places because if you haven't noticed, Netflix is going up. Paramount is trying to take everything, and well, Disney is going to be Disney. So definitely, why not invest in Blerd Station? Also, check us out, the Give It Podcast, on YouTube at the GB Podcast. As we talked about earlier, I know we're still back up and streaming just fine. Like, share, hit the notification button whenever we go live, whether it's a show, whether it's a playthrough or a review, as you guys have seen us do multiple times here. But for everybody else that has liked us, we thank you. But if this is your first time watching, like, share, and subscribe. You will not be disappointed. Also, check out Blerd's Eye View. Why? Because myself, Tafara, and others are usually there every Tuesday and Thursday. We will hopefully be back again this Tuesday with new episodes. But definitely check out Blerd's Eye View on YouTube. And if you scroll down, you'll be able to see all of us and be able to follow each of our pages. For example, Roomful of Blerds, as she hosts her show every Sunday at 7 p.m. with Navy Montel, covering indie comics and indie artists. Always a fun time with her. Geek by Heart, a couple between Jay and his wife, which I cannot believe I forgot. I am blanking on her name right now. And
Lainey and Jay.
Lainey would kick my butt like, how dare you forget my name? Lainey and Jay usually cover Geek by Heart, whether it's movies, whether it's trailers or video games, as Lainey usually does play through. She was currently still playing through Age of Calamity. She definitely doesn't want to get back to Tears of the Kingdom for Zelda, because trust me, as a Zelda fan, I love to watch other Zelda fans play, but definitely check them out. Tafara TV Gaming, Tafara TV's second gaming channel, as he said before, covers modern and retro games, and he does so from a treadmill. He is the originator, not an imposter, so definitely check him out. Of course, our show at Give It Podcast, my other show at How the Freck Got Here, Navy Montel at BlerdCon Conversations actually had a live show not too long before ours, but definitely check him out as well. Shoko is our looter shooter that usually plays games like Overwatch. Lore of the Culture covers everything of comics and of Hollywood media. And of course, Tafara TV's original YouTube page. Definitely check them out. As well as, even though this person's not here, definitely check out Whoop-De Freaking Do or Fresh Press by Z for all your nail needs. Again, guys, we try to support because we support ourselves. At the same time, we're all in good company. You're never disappointed by us. As for myself, guys, you can find me Black_Spartan 615 on the socials. Still going to be doing streamings a little bit tonight. We'll eventually get on Shinobi, the new Shinobi game that's on PS5. We'll be streaming that as we're waiting for new games to be released. I think we got a couple coming in April. A couple coming in May. I think Mouse PI and I think 2 other games. Because in April, 007 First Light comes out, and as we wait for when Phantom Blade Zero comes out, which we know will be this year. But definitely check me out at Twitch at Black_Spartan 615 on there as well. Again, I talk to everybody. Don't make it weird. I don't want to get in the habit of blocking people. At the same time, mental health is everything. Whatever the mind does, the body follows. Please, guys, check on your mental health. There's services. There's people out there that you can reach out to. That please do so before thinking about taking that last resort, because you are wanted, you are needed, especially this life, to give your verse to this song that we're all a part of. Also, black men, go to the doctor. Cannot stress this enough. I know I'm at that age now where there's a lot of things that are going to have to happen I'm not looking forward to, but I want to be around for the long run. And even though physicals are great, gym is great, I've done both, but still, go to the doctor and get checked out. Trust me, you might save your own life. At the same time, guys, again, the actual rules still do apply, as my intro is just slowly coming apart. Rule number 1, respect the cosplayer at all times. Cosplay is not consent. Please treat people like human beings. Fellas, I cannot stress this stuff because I say this more to the fellas than I do the women. If she is dressed like your favorite cosplayer, she is not a plaything. She is not your fantasy. She is not inclined to do whatever it is that you want her to do, or basically be a creep in however you want her to pose. Again, consent is everything. Also, being a gentleman, actually treating like a human being is everything. If you can't respect that, don't come to a con. Otherwise, a guy like me will gladly throw you out. Number 2, hygiene is important. Soap, water, deodorant, clean clothes is everything. Especially nowadays, as the weather is starting to warm back up again. I cannot stress how much deodorant is important. I cannot stress how much being self-conscious and smelling good and looking good. If you smell good, you look good, you might do good. At the same time, guys, last rule that I have for myself, that I have for everybody else: be nice, be kind, talk, share, invite people to your fandoms. Don't be a dick. And if you're going to BlerdCon next year, don't dress up as Hogan and you won't get jumped. Outside of that, guys, we know it's the weekend. People want to wind down. People want to enjoy themselves. We understand, but it's the weekend. Please make smart decisions. Nobody wants to wind up in jail. And treat things like it's Waffle House. Anything after midnight, only things open after midnight is Waffle House and that other part. Again, be nice, be smart, be safe. That being said, guys, we'll hopefully be back here next Friday, same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel, with news of the week. With that being said, fellas, any last words we call tonight?
Get your 8 hours. You have 2 days off.
Fair enough. Joe?
I have 2 days off. I think I work 7 days a week now.
Jeez.
You are a better man than me. Well, Joe, try to get some rest. Outside of that, guys, hopefully you guys get some rest. Enjoy yourselves. It is the weekend. I'm going to enjoy my son's birthday tomorrow because he can only be free once, and I love Obi to death. But, man, he ran me ragged at Chuck E. Cheese. But that being said, he's going to enjoy himself at the park tomorrow. But that being said, guys, thank you all for watching, for liking. I've been Spartan. He's been Tafara. He's been Joe. This has been the Give It Podcast for tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching. As this intro is slowly coming apart, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and I promise we'll get through this. Have a good night, guys. Live long and prosper. I'm going to go find some food. Peace.